Just to remind you of today's topic, we talk about programs in sustainability and chemistry in Germany. Here are our guest speakers. I will introduce them individually, of course. Before that, I want to mention about my German university that is organizer of today's session. And this is a study finder that you can use, filter for programs, and have all the information in one place. Check out the articles. Even today, if you have broader questions about visa, scholarships, and others, I will be sharing articles in different languages about different countries and very specific targeted articles as well, so that you have all the information and don't have to wait until next, for example, visa or scholarship webinar. Having said this, I want to mention that in addition to general webinars, in addition to subject webinars, which is a great opportunity to connect with your future program, we also have general webinars, and we have the new webinars in 𝘈𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘈, Chancencard, and Arrival to Germany, in addition to UniAssist visa and scholarships. This take place weekly. So check out our page, and now you can register if you want to participate in those. In case you have general questions today as well, you are welcome to post them. I will be taking them in written. This is our team. We are based in Hamburg, Germany. We are coming from different countries and also counseling in different languages. All right, in Study Finder, you can see that there are sustainability bachelor's programs. You can always narrow down your search because you are not checking all programs one by one. And there are lots of filters that can be combined. And we even have a new ranking, which is my German University ranking, which is based on the views of programs. Check out also subject pages in case you want to have a broader description of a subject. And this is a very interactive page as well. Always check really carefully for study program profiles and not be guided only by fees, rankings, or city names, because the content is what matters and what you should pay attention to. I also want to mention this page, for example, as an example, the sustainable chemistry program. You always need to check qualification requirements that are relevant for all programs. And in case you meet the qualification requirements, then you can apply for a program. It's always very important to check this. After that, you will see application documents as well. All right, I promise not to take long, therefore I give the mic to Professor Dr. Adam Slabon, who will be talking about Bachelor Sustainable Chemistry program. For all programs, you will see the location and some quick facts on screen, but I know it's more interesting.
Right, welcome. So in other words, the University of Wuppertal welcomes you. I will give you in the next 15 minutes a brief overview about the city, studying at our university, and also about our new study program in English, Sustainable Chemistry. First of all, I will introduce myself. I lead the chair of Inorganic Chemistry at the University of Wuppertal since 2022. I did my PhD at ETH Zurich, postdoc at UC Berkeley in the US. Then I was professor in Sweden, and eventually I came back to Germany, where I took over the chair. If you would have some questions, here's my contact. Feel free to write it down or even make a picture, and just contact me if you have any questions. My email address is over there. I'm also serving as the program coordinator of this new study program, which is the first one in English. But coming to the university, where are we situated? Basically, you see it here, Western Germany, in the biggest metropolitan area of Germany. Düsseldorf is nearby, Cologne, Dortmund, and the cool thing is you have the highest concentration of airports, actually. So you can travel all around the world. You can also come back, so you have super great options here. By train, the connection is also great, so you can reach the airport within 1 hour to Wuppertal. That's where we are. Besides the central location, which I have mentioned, we have also affordable living costs. So if you compare this to cities like Munich, Düsseldorf, or Berlin, it's much more affordable to get housing also nearby the university in Wuppertal. We also have, this is our trademark, the Schwebebahn. It's never too late, always on time. We have excellent public transport, so there's no problem to even travel longer distances in here. Wuppertal is one of the greenest cities in Germany. We have lots of green areas, lots of parks, many outdoor activities await you besides studying, of course. All right. And we have a very strong center for sustainability. That's also one of the key points which made me come back to Germany from Stockholm, where I took over the chair. For instance, we have a Wuppertal Institute focusing also on sustainability with respect to economics. And if you want to start a career as an entrepreneur, we have a Circular Valley initiative. So it's a startup center for, it's an incubator for startups. And take a look how many companies we have here around, almost 40,000. And also in the bigger area, there are more companies out there. Big players in the chemical companies are here, like Evonik, BASF, Henkel, and so on. Now, what does the city give you? It has a historical charm. It's lots of green areas, lots of and also older buildings, but also new pathways, like for cyclists. And one important aspect not to be neglected, that's student life, which is like the most fantastic life in your time in your life. So you find a good balance between studying and taking a day off. Many activities are over here, but I'm kind of speaking here as a professor. I would maybe suggest I give the words to the students. I would just like to introduce you to two of them. I think it's on my next slide. I mean, I come back to this in a second. If you would like to apply to our study programs, go via Uni Assist. If you study sustainable chemistry in English, B1, B2 is the entry level. In the end, it's up to me to talk to you and to see that the English language is sufficient to study, and we assist you also with it. So you don't have to speak German if you want to study here, actually. English is sufficient. Now, let me just go back to the pointer. The study program, Sustainable Chemistry, Bachelor of Science. I have basically created it with my colleagues 2 years ago. Last year it got released. We have our first round of students in here. Oops. This is basically the first English-speaking bachelor study program in sustainable chemistry in Europe. So we are basically the first university who's offering this. We're also going for a master afterwards. Now to the students, and I hope I can play this video here with Alina, our student.
I'm Alina, and I'm studying chemistry at the University of Wuppertal. This university not only offers a cutting-edge curriculum, but here innovation meets purpose. This curriculum helps equipping me with all the skills to tackle real-world problems and find sustainability solutions. In my opinion, what sets the University of Wuppertal apart are those modern labs and interdisciplinary collaboration. We're getting the chance of interdisciplinary exchange, thus experiencing a lot of different fields like biology, inorganic chemistry, and organic chemistry. By choosing these studies, you're not just learning about chemistry, rather you're contributing to a brighter and greener future. I'm Alina, and I'm studying chemistry.
So as I said, I may be biased. I'm 42 years old. My studies are over, so I think it's good to listen to the students, which are the ones who you will be also in contact. I also would show you the film of Finn, who is also now a student in my group, and he will speak about studying in Wuppertal. I hope the audio is okay.
Hi there, I'm Finn Schatz, and I'm glad to share some of the reasons why I chose the University of Wuppertal for my studies. First off, there is a vibrant academic community in an international environment. The university itself has state-of-the-art facilities with excellent professors. Here, I not only find a chance to pursue my studies, but also to participate in high-level research. In Wuppertal, you can experience a rich cultural heritage and an exciting urban life. Further, it is super close to other big urban areas and conveniently placed near major German airports, well connected by a train. In my opinion, what sets the University of Wuppertal apart is its commitment to promoting cross-cultural exchange, fostering high-level research, and delivering profound education. It is more than just going to classes. It is being part of something unique. Hi there.
Okay, I hope that you liked the presentations of Finn and Alina, who are now master students at the moment. So as you see, student life is very vibrant in our city. I would now maybe point back to the study program, the curriculum. What is sustainability and what is basically sustainable chemistry? This also goes back to the definition of green chemistry as basically the design of chemicals and chemical processes which are neutral to the environment. And basically, what you can say now, the chemical industry is in a big change, and these are great opportunities for people studying sustainable chemistry, because that's what the industry is actually looking for to establish new processes. When I take a look at people who finish these studies in the end. We have this in master program previously. There's no problem basically to get into industries. How is the program situated and what sets it apart from other study programs? These are all new courses. How we approach sustainable chemistry, we have a very strong focus basically on toxicology. So we want to teach you what connection is the design of a molecule to the toxicological aspects. Because let's assume you have a chemical product and you want to go to industry with it. You have to think about the toxicology. And we teach this from a very start on. So you basically get acquainted with the critical skills, how you assess your chemicals. We also have, directly from the start, a lecture which is entitled Pathways to Sustainability. This is actually my favorite, I must say. What usually chemistry programs do, they teach lots of theoretical knowledge. But when you usually go then to your first job, they give you your first day and they wish you lots of luck. So all education is very often academic, sometimes lacking maybe the connection to industry. That's why this lecture is not being taught by us. That's not why it's my favorite. This is actually being taught by the biggest chemical company, the BASF, who have, in collaboration, we have a teacher from them, and he teaches you from the start on how life in industry is, and you also get basically connected to people in this direction. We also teach English. Basically, we want to bring you on the level that you can, even if you have B1, that you can think about scientific language. We also go to lots of hand-on experiences, basically labs. Chemistry is related to labs because you can say that around 80% of all chemical products that you have today are not sustainable. So this gives you a number, how many chemicals you can create with your knowledge. But for this, you need the education in the lab how to do this. We have great teachers. So in the second semester, which is basically the summer semester, you have experimental inorganic chemistry, and it's lots of fun actually. You get new colleagues in the lab. You don't always sit next to the bench. Then we go on with introduction to organic chemistry and instrumental analysis. This is also a very important topic because mainly when you go afterwards, we want to prepare you for the work in companies. And then one of the major questions is how many machines can you operate? So this is basically a lecture where you will be prepared to take on over a job in different analytical labs. We also have a lecture, Green Chemistry, which is being taught actually by me, where we think about the transition of the chemical industry, historically speaking, how and where we are heading to. And we continue our education in physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, like your solid-state chemistry. And after the fifth semester, it becomes exciting even more because you can choose your topic for your bachelor thesis. So you can choose one of the groups of universities, and everything here is in English. And you can work on your bachelor thesis and continue afterwards with your master's studies. You also have an industrial internship. Here we actually also assist you. But the idea is that you go out to the industry for a certain amount of time, months, basically to see how the job is in each day's life, how your future as a chemist looks like. And the advantage is it also gives you context to industry because you have to think, how are you going to be prepared after your studies? So this is like the combination which we are trying to achieve in here. And as I mentioned, these are exciting times for chemistry, especially sustainable chemistry. We in Wuppertal are part of a 𝘗𝘢𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨 network, which has been initiated by Yale University. So we are well connected in the networks. We have a first English-speaking program. Afterwards, you can continue the Master of Sustainable Chemistry, or you can also switch to any Master of Science Chemistry program in Germany. So basically, with this title, you get in the end a Bachelor of Science in Sustainable Chemistry. This allows you to go then further to study even in German chemistry if you want to. It depends basically upon you. We have lots of professors, well educated, great teachers, and I think these are exciting times. And with this, I would be happy to take any questions. I would even encourage you, write me an email and let's talk about sustainability. Thank you.
So, yeah, welcome. I'm presenting on a Master of Science Chemistry program here from the University of Göttingen. Just for you to know where Göttingen is located, actually Göttingen is, one could say it's the middle of Germany. Every point of Germany is like each far away in every direction. So it's a great place to live and travel if you want to see Germany around. And we are a great university city, actually. The city of Göttingen, at least I have the feeling that half of the city is just made out of students. It's a very young and fresh city, which has a rich cultural possibilities because there are so much students in our city, and the university is defining the city a lot. And basically, the university is all over the city, but we have a campus which is called the Northern Campus, where the STEM sciences are seated. And here you see an aerial view of the Northern Campus. And on this campus, here we are seated. That's the building for chemistry. There's organic, inorganic, and physical chemistry. But besides us, there's physical chemistry, geosciences. Here now is an MP for solar system research. We have the biology department in the back, and we have quite some MPIs around. So it's a really thriving area of research where you can really easily connect to other research areas, get interdisciplinary, and this also is visible during our curriculum. Our university basically is quite old. We were founded 1783, but 1972 we moved to the Northern Campus, I showed you, and at the moment all our buildings are going through a refurbishment. And we will have, also we have for students the newest lab. Actually, they're like 2.5 years old now. Our main research areas in the institutes are functional biomolecular chemistry, sustainable chemistry, and analytical methods for molecular interaction. But as I told you, we have lots of research fields around, and the master program I'm going to present you is really freely designed with the purpose of you to get the chemist you want to be and to get as interdisciplinary as you want to be. Our basic course of study is a full-time study, 30 credits per semester, which in the ECTS system is the normal workload for a full semester. And then our master's program would take 4 semesters, which is 2 years in Germany. We have established part-time options of 20, 15, and 10 credits. So if you want to study slower or you have other duties to combine with your studies, just talk to us, and then your standard period of study can be extended, which is basically also no problem. Concerning your visa, we need to discuss a bit, but there are solutions for that. Our program is bilingual. That means we have every semester courses in English and in German, but be aware our program can be finished in one language only. You can finish the whole program in German, or you can finish the whole program in English, whatever you like. Or if you speak both languages or learn one of the languages here, you can easily also do it with both languages. That's no problem at all. We have a compulsory elective system. That means we don't give you a certain timetable. We only have certain areas where you can choose from, and actually there is a lot of possibilities to choose from. Our lectures are usually done once a year, and they alternate language like once a year. So 1 year in German, other year in English. Our internships are free placed. That means you go to a working group. All internships in our master studies are research internships, with the exception of one. And that means you go to a working group, talk to a professor, he gives you a place and a PhD student as a supervisor, and then the supervisor and you talk about when would be a good time to start, and then it takes 4 weeks, and you write a report. Our studies is basically divided into 3 areas: professional studies, then an area where can you professionalize yourself, and the master thesis, which takes with 30 credits 1 whole semester. The professional studies is divided into 5 areas where you can choose. That's the methods area, where you need to do 6 credits, but you can choose between a lecture and a lab course between in diffraction methods, or a lecture and a lab course in spectroscopy and magnetism. If you want to be a theoretical chemist, you can also do 2 lectures. That would also be okay for us, and do no lab course here, or the other way around. But I would advise to take the lecture before the lab course. Then we have the area of special inorganic chemistry. There you see we go from bio-inorganic chemistry, main group mechanistic organometallic chemistry, to modern solid state chemistry, and even chemistry our professors are specialized in. And from all the lectures you have here to choose from, you need to do 2 to fulfill this area. Same is true for special organic chemistry. We have chemistry of natural products, heterocyclic chemistry, synthetic methods, current topics, which is the specialized fields of our professors, modern mass spectroscopy or physical organic chemistry, and modern organic and biomolecular chemistry. Again, you choose 2 of these lectures, and then you have this area also done. And for our physical chemistry department, you have to choose 1 out of 5 lectures. And all again, here you see from spectroscopy methods down to biophysical chemistry, you have a broad range to choose of the whole specialized areas of all of our professors we have. Last, restricted area, and as you see, restricted means 1 lecture out of 5, again, between quantum chemistry, biomolecular chemistry, macromolecular chemistry, broad range, is the applied chemistry department. And if you add these 5 areas up, then you see that's 30 credits, so that's 1 semester workload. That leaves 2 semesters open, and the important question is, what happens in these 2 semesters? We have an area which is called thematic deepening. In the thematic deepening, there is a total of 48 credits in it. And these are basically really free. We give courses here. We have research internships. And if you want to be a lab chemist, you could do 2 internships in the inorganic department, 2 in the organic department, 2 in the physical department, and even 1 at every other university you want, or even in industry. But you could also say, have the idea, I want to study some geology or some biology, and feel free to use advanced bachelor or master courses from other STEM sciences here. We encourage you to do so, to fill these 48 credits. And if you're now enrolled in a master's program somewhere, and you want to change to a German university during your course of studies, that's all the area where we can use your courses you already studied and count it toward these 48 credits. So if you change during master studies, your prior courses you have passed won't be lost, but we could use it and put it in this area. You see, that's quite free to choose from, and that's why it's good that we have all the other institutions besides us, because the way to go for a research internship at an MPI is very easy. You just walk 5 minutes and ask there. That leaves 12 credits open, and to professionalize yourself, you have to choose from 6 credits. There we have also courses which are, for example, related to how do I lead a group, or computer-aided data analysis, which is mainly a course in data analysis in Python. But also here you can choose freely courses from other STEM sciences which are related to STEM sciences. So it could also be from the informatics department. And then we have 6 key competencies, we call it in Germany, which are uncredited credits. And that's, for example, a language course. I have to mention that here in this area for the professionalization for these 6 credits, there is also an introductory lab course for international students specifically, which is supervised by our international PhD students, and which gives you the chance to get familiar with how the labs in Germany are run, how it is run at the University Göttingen, because every university is a bit different. and also to discuss with people who already went through getting familiar with the system, who will supervise you and help you to accommodate. In the end, there's the master thesis. You need to have done 60 credits to start your master thesis. As you have seen, we have a lot of lab courses, internships in the working groups. So naturally, you will come in contact with professors, and from there, it's life self-fulfilling prophecy, because you will find a working group which suits you, which you find interesting, and then there's automatically coming a discussion about, okay, I would like to do my master thesis here, and then you will get a place. Also, this area of the thematic deepening gives us the chance to really incorporate studies from abroad. And therefore, we have lots of study programs, Erasmus, Promos, Global Exchange, and you're allowed to add up to 60 credits from external or international institutions, for example, to the thematic deepening 48 and professional area 12 credits, and still get the masters from the University of Göttingen. So we encourage our students during our master studies, during your master studies, to take 1 or 2 semesters abroad, and simply, if you want to see some chemistry which we don't have, just go somewhere other, study it, and come back and have a good time. So I hope I could convince you that we have a very interesting master's program, which is very open, very freely designed, where you can design your program as you want it to be. Of course, you won't be alone with that. I'm there, Isabel is there. You can always contact us and we will help you in designing your study plan. If you have any questions, never hesitate to contact us on the general address, or even over Instagram if you want to follow us, or simply call us and we can make out a scheduled meeting, and we can do individual discussions if this is right for you. Thank you for your attention.
Please, I would like to give the mic to Professor Dr. Frank Hahn from the University of Bayreuth. He'll be talking about the Natural Products Rock Chemistry program on Master Science level.
Yeah, thank you very much for the kind words of introduction. So to introduce myself, my name is Frank Hahn, and I'm a professor of organic chemistry here at the University of Bayreuth. And I'm going to give you a couple of information about our master study program, Natural Products and Drug Chemistry. So Bayreuth, as you've already seen on the previous slide, is located in the south of Germany, in Bavaria. So it's not the largest town in the world. I would say it has about 70,000 inhabitants, but it's well known for having the Wagner festivities. So this is one of the important things in Bayreuth. You have a very rich cultural offer there, like you see the opera house or the festivity theater. Bayreuth also has a very nice surroundings. So the region around it is perfect if you want to do kind of hiking, sports, or even if you like to drink beer, because it is the region with the highest microbrewery density in the world. So it's in the Guinness Book of Records. So we are a campus university. You can see a picture here. We have 7 faculties, and most of the buildings are really located on the site. So it's very short ways to go and very close contact to everyone there. I think an important point for a student is, of course, that there is very affordable living there. So it's no problem at all to get a flat and to cover your costs in a reasonable way, I would say. Our university, it's also called the Game Changer Campus. We have around 13,000 students. And this master program I'm talking about is located in the Faculty of Biology, Chemistry, and Earth Sciences. So just to give you a brief snapshot of the things we are working in there. So this program is located mainly in the area of chemistry. So it's a chemically founded program, but it also prides itself to be interdisciplinary. So we also have larger parts of contents from the biosciences. So what we are mainly or the main topic is, of course, as the name says, natural products. So compounds like these, complex organic molecules, which have bioactivities and which can be developed for drugs. But synthetic drugs also play a role. So here are some keywords which are important in our curriculum and also in the research of the groups which are participating. So why should someone choose this master studies? So if you're interested in doing synthesis, if you're particularly interested in doing complex synthesis, if you're interested in fascinating molecular architectures and compounds which are which have some complexity in it and which are real tough targets to make them, this is something which might be the right thing for you. So these natural products are in the focus, and what's also important is their interaction with biological systems. So you will learn a lot about how to make natural products, how to make them in a sustainable manner, but you will also learn where do they come from in nature. So how do organisms make natural products and how do they act in organisms? Why can some natural products become drugs and how is this done at all? So it's a broad program with a lot of contributions from different fields, and what you will learn particularly is the synthesis of compounds. So if you are in the lab and you have a large proportion of practicals which are very close to research, you will learn about the cutting edge research techniques. You will also learn a lot about chemical and biological analytics, because if you study, of course, what do compounds do in organisms, you need to know about these things as well. You will also learn about rather biological topics like molecular biology or structural biology. They are part of the curriculum as well. So one can understand how complex small molecules with bioactivities interact with biomacromolecules, for example. So here is a snapshot of the kinds of modules that we offer in our study program. So we have two kind of principal fields into which you can categorize them. So we have modules, each consisting of a lecture and a practical, so a lab course. And these lab courses, they are in the research groups. So that's an important point. It's a study course which is very close to research. So we don't do large whole practicals. We do them all in the working groups. And we have one area which is low molecular weight natural products and drugs, so small compounds, which is mostly related to synthesis and organic chemistry. And we have macromolecular targets and structures. So this is rather biological or biochemical. It's about the kind of interaction points of small molecules, which you need to learn about as well. So topics are, for example, the biosynthesis of natural products, how they are made in organisms, or different types of synthetic methodology, how you can do sustainable chemistry to make complex compounds, stereoselective synthesis or homogeneous catalysis, and also molecular modeling, chemometrics, and another module for the inorganic chemistry department for the macromolecular targets. And in the summer semester, we have some additional modules on alkaloids, on drug design, which is a new module which has just been introduced and will be offered in the summer and the winter semester. So this is at the core of our study program, where you learn what are drugs, how are they made, how can you develop them, for example. Analytics is an important part of this study program, and another new module is the applied computational chemistry, in which you would learn how computational methods can be used to optimize synthesis, and also how you can use computational methods in the field of proteins and enzymes. We have some other macromolecular target based modules which are from the field of bioanalytics, for example, biophysical chemistry and bioinformatics. And if you choose this program, you can start it in the summer and the winter semester. And another important point is it's a completely English program. So we just switched from German to English as the main or exclusive language. So it's comprehensible for everyone. So no matter when you want to start. So you can do it in the winter or the summer semester. And if you are in the winter semester starting, you can choose, or you have to choose 4 modules of the ones that I told you about from the 2 different fields of low molecular weight compounds and macromolecular targets. You can choose 3 from them, and then you have an elective module, which can be from this study program here, but it can also be taken from any master course on the University of Bayreuth, like materials and catalysis, polymer sciences, biochemistry, or whatever you're interested in. And this is just the idea to have a broader view over science in this master program. So in the summer semester, you can choose 3 out of 7 offered modules, and you will have to do a research plan, which is something like preparing for a master thesis. You will, under the guidance of a professor, work out a research proposal and so learn something about planning of scientific projects. As I said, all of these modules have their research practicals attached. In the 3rd semester, you will mainly spend your time with doing research modules, of which we have 2. So then you will have the opportunity to learn more about the research groups on the side. And in the 4th semester, it's dedicated to the master thesis. So this was some more concrete information, and I would like to come to an end now, just mentioning that if you want to apply for this program for the winter semester, it's still possible till the 15th of June, and for the summer semester, it's from September to mid-January. And so if you apply, you have to go through an aptitude assessment process, of course, which will not take too long, and which I hope will be passed by many of you. So with this, I thank you for your time and close my talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the details you provided. I also wrote in chat for a template for the CV and motivation letter that are required for the application. So dear attendees, in case you want to apply to this program, then also note down all these links as well. Now, the Q&A was mostly answered, but there is one question which is to be answered live. But let's take all the programs and mention about the tuition fees, because all of your programs are very interesting, and many of them also want me probably to apply. And can you please really briefly mention what are the tuition fees? And since there are no tuition fees as far as I know, in all programs, what are the semester contributions that people should also count on? I know this is very basic compared to other, if somebody wants to go to the US or UK, but still maybe people want to hear that from you. Professor Han, you have just finalized. If you have the approximate numbers in mind, could you please?
So as you said, there are no tuition fees, and there is a semester contribution, which is about 160 euros.
Yeah, so usually, dear attendees, this also useful for you, because you can use discounted prices at the university cafeteria or Mensa. Sometimes this could also include transportation ticket. For some universities, Deutschland ticket. For others, this could be something else. So maybe some universities have fewer semester contributions, but does not include Deutschland's ticket. So it really depends. Professor Slabon or the team, I don't know, Victoria.
I wrote around 300 euros per semester, but maybe Ms. Klim or Ms. Plitzko can correct me if I'm mistaken. But
you wrote it. I did not see the.
Yeah, I did. So I think it's around 300 euros, but you get the transportation for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's about 300 euros, and it's a semester fee. It's no tuition fee, semester fee. And yeah, the Deutschland ticket is included, with which you can travel all across Germany with regional trains. But yeah, it's a plus.
It's very cheap compared
It is very cheap.
ICE or
you cannot beat this deal, actually.
Yeah, but it was promised to be a bit more expensive. Hope not. All right, and for Göttingen?
Yes,
I put a link in the chat, and there you can see the numbers. It's as well a semester ticket, including Deutschland ticket, including a cultural ticket where you can visit theaters and several different concerts for free or for many reduced price options. So this is very attractive package, even though it's a little higher amount than in other cities. And of course, student fooding at the Mensa and Studierendenwerk is not that high in cost with this fees here. So you can have a look and you can see in detail how the sum is getting together.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Question for bachelor's program. For the bachelor program, can I apply if I'm 17? I started school at 5.
There's no restriction, basically. You just need to have a higher school certificate. There's no restriction. If you have further questions, just write me an email and we can go together through your documents. So it's not a problem.
The next question came just recently, but I'm not sure, but I think it was referred to the bachelor's program, the 10 ECTS industrial internship. Like other programs also mentioned internship. So maybe we can take as a general question. How the internship?
The internship is basically 10 ECTS. Basically, you go to a company, a chemical company you work with for several weeks and you get the credit points. You can find the company yourself. If you have problems, we will help you with our contacts. Just take the company Bayer, who you may know from pharmaceuticals. They were founded in Wuppertal, and we have very close ties with them. So I organize meetings with them, chemical exchange meetings, and also many of my students, I brought them into Bayer. So this is not a problem. And we also have BASF, which is giving a lecture, so it gives you a direct connection to the lab manager and chemicals manager over there, and you can basically talk to them directly. So this is not a problem. This is rather fun, I would say. And it helps building your network.
Thank you so much. Professor Hahn, do you have any, do you organize also job fairs at the university where students can also participate and can also do an internship if they want?
Yeah, it's possible to do internships in industry and abroad. And this mainly goes via contacts of the professors then, but if someone has inspiration, we are of course very happy to help and support this.
Isabel or Dr.
Yeah,
May?
I can take that. Actually, yes, we do have a module for industrial internships, and we strongly assist here. We have a job fair running not only for our PhD students or master students seeking a job, but also for lab courses, for lab internships.
Just coming from it, it's today.
Isabel was there today, and we also have talks every semester, like 3, which is called Jobs for Chemists, where alumni from chemistry come and our students can visit the talks and build up their network in there. And of course, we have partnerships with certain companies around us, where if you don't find one company who suits you by yourself, we can assist you.
Since Dr. May, you are just answering the question, the next one came. For Göttingen, I have a bachelor's in physics and I want to make a transition into research and academia. Am I eligible with a part-time aspect to enable me catch up with that transition?
So your bachelor's in physics is actually not the problem. We have quite some strict rules on how many credits you need in chemistry when you apply for the master's program. So you need to have 63 chemistry-related credits to be suitable for our program. That we have to check in detail. So I would encourage you to send in your application, and we will give you an answer in the process. If not, and what then we can stay in contact. What would be possibilities here? Of course, you would always be eligible for the part-time aspect. That's not bound to any rules. So every student basically can change to part-time if he is here. When you're an international student, there are some things we need to discuss concerning your visa. which you just need to keep in mind. And if you discuss this in advance, it will be not a big of a problem.
Thank you very
Did I
much.
forget anything, Isabel?
I think that's the most important point. So we can have a look at your individual case, of course, and we would really be glad to have your application with us and check the details.
Thank you very much. The next question I see Professor Hahn is answering, so I'll just read it out and also like assist you while you are typing still. The question is, I'm interested in studying Masters in Natural Products and Drug Chemistry. I have a bachelor degree in chemistry from Nigeria. So dear applicant, and this is true for all programs and all, for all cases. In case you want to check it on our page, or if you don't want, you can go to course website right away. But on our page, you can always see what you need. So all the CV information, additional information to convert your grade. What are the documents, transcript of records, university degree copy, additional qualification, letter of motivation, like all with descriptions. And this is relevant for everybody. Doesn't matter from which country you're applying. And once again, this is true for all programs. What is really important is the application mode. Sometimes there is, so this program has direct application, and this is a typo here. I have already reported it should be June and not 2 times January. So direct at the university means that you need to apply from the university platform, but sometimes it's written uni-assist. And this is the case when it's important to know, do you have an international qualification, entrance qualification degree, or German? And this is like when you need to check if you can apply directly or you need to use uni-assist or so on and so forth. But for this case, you need just to apply directly at the university, and everything is mentioned here. Okay, so the next one is I'm 42. I believe there is no age restrictions. You can be 17 or 42 and you are welcome to apply. Yes, this is correct. Then the next question, I have bachelor's in pharmacy from Ethiopia. Can apply for master's in chemistry. So dear Avel, yeah, Ingo,
Again, for Göttingen, there's this rule of 63 credits in chemistry. If you're from Ethiopia, then the credits will be recalculated concerning your whole study program. So if you have done a lot of chemistry in pharmacy, and we have students who studied pharmacy with a very chemical direction who succeeded in our program, for Göttingen, it's possible at least. So I would here also strongly encourage, simply send in your application, and then we will check it thoroughly.
Thank you. And one more addition, because for bachelors, there were also questions of if I can apply directly or do I need Studienkolleg and so on. I will just really briefly show you a page from 𝘗𝘪𝘵, and there you can, oh, by the way, yeah, there is a tutorial how to apply with uni-assist, and the link is there already. And this is especially relevant for bachelor's applicants. So you can select any country, and then it will give you options, what kind of diploma you have and so on. And then the system itself will give you a result, how you can apply. Can you apply directly or not? And maybe it's easier to check it in advance before applying to uni-assist, because you know uni-assist takes some fees. It's not by a program, by a university, but by uni-assist. So you can also check if you have direct application or you need to do a Studienkolleg, or you don't. If you don't want to do a Studienkolleg, you are welcome to do 1 year of university in your home country. Victoria or Catherine, please, in case I am, it's different, then let me, yeah. Okay, then, yeah, so this is correct. Okay, Avel says thank you. I think it was to Ingo. There were some who were already saying hopefully see you in Germany. So yeah, I hope that you have all very successful applications. And there is only one question that I want to ask Professor Hahn. Since this is also a consecutive program, I believe, how strict you are with like criteria like GPA and ECTS and so on when checking applicants.
Yeah, so there is so we usually get we look at the end of the marks of the people. So if someone passes a minimum threshold, then we will rather like to see the whole picture, because what's always important, most important for us, is to see if people have a good chemistry knowledge, but additional knowledge in other biological fields is also very beneficial. So we take up people from both kind of study types, whether biological or chemistry, and therefore it's not it's not absolutely essential that someone is an expert in both fields. Yeah.
Great, thanks so much.